Okay, guys, homeless trucker adventure guy here. So this is the end of Monday afternoon. It's been approximately close to about a week after I went up to about Williamsburg up there to finish for my divorce. I'm getting along pretty good. I'm making it. We're getting on with our life. We're still alive today. Moving forward. Got out today a little bit and done my doctor's appointments. Been trying to get stuff moving forward here a little bit. Trying to work a little bit on our soon-to-be place that we acquired, which is a good thing. That's great. We are moving forward with our life. I just want to talk to you this afternoon on life after divorce, and a lot of other people what they go through, and it's a different way of living. To say it's to have you and your spouse to sign off on with the same attorney. It's kind of awkward. Can you remain friends? Probably not. It wouldn't be about the best, because that when you get to that point, it's kind of like you blow trust, and a marriage is based on friendship. And when you get to that point, there's no friendship really to acquire. It's just, you're just in a mutual understanding with each other. You try to keep it civil. I think myself personally, divorce is a waste of money. The attorneys love it because they take care of their family and they know what not to do. Being disabled the way I am, it's going to be a different lifestyle to acquire. My divorce was a little bit different compared to other people's. Probably you guys have gone through divorces, and you're each of you have different experiences through with your spouses and stuff. Sometimes good relationships, sometimes you come to a mutual understanding. There was just basically with situations, and not getting into too many details, it was better off to do this right here for health reasons and for everything else. To say, did I want to go down and file for divorce, and how do I feel about it? No. Divorce is, I think it's an awful thing. It breaks up families. It destroys long-term relationships. It creates havoc for both people. There's never a happy divorce. Divorce should always be the last option, not the first option, but the last option when you totally just can't work it out between either one of you. You can seek counseling. You can seek your churches. You can seek advice from people before you have to go through that extreme. Unless there's domestic violence or somebody's gotten hurt or real bad, injured from the deal. I encourage you to try to work it out at all means possible. It causes divorce. When you go down and file for that, people die, your relationship dies, your spouse dies, and you die in the process. And to pay the cash out that you do and get rid of that, and then also to have it humiliated over the newspaper is the part about that. That's what kind of gets me making my videos out here to express about what has happened, but now it's in the paper in Williamsburg, so everybody will be seeing our divorce all over Williamsburg. That will be publicized. So sometime this week or today or whenever, but it's been an unusual road. It's one that my spouse felt like it was necessary to come to an end. I would have tried to work with things. I really would have, if there would have been anything possible before I made any of my videos and before I got out there on these roads. Places that I've been at, the cemeteries, the woods, church lots, or no place to be if you love somebody, guys. Don't ever hurt anybody that way. It's not a way to live. I'm just going to be honest with you. And to say, if they can do this to me, they can do this to you. This was really undeserving and unfair to me, along with my 2 dogs. Nobody should be ever being put in this situation. It's not instilling that you have any morals when you have to go through this route. It hurts. Trust is eroded. Communication is the easiest thing in the world when you want to make an attempt. But if you're coerced into not making an attempt, people are giving you suggestions. The only one at the end of the day you have to blame is you. People can tell you what to do, but still you still have that option to go down and make a change. You still have an option to walk up the attorney stairs and put down the cash and sign the paper. At the end of the day, you need to think with your head and your heart, is that really what I really want to do? Because if it is, then the marriage never really meant nothing in the first place. The years that you waste was just something you should never waste. And to pick up another relationship and you're going to do somebody else the same way, don't do it. Save yourself the heartache and the cash and the money and the problems for somebody else's life. Don't do it. If this can happen to me, it can happen to you. I'm not in here tonight to bash anybody. I'm just giving you opinion from my end as being newly divorced now. It's the first time I've been divorced in over many, many years. I was hoping this would be my last marriage, that we could see each other from the altar to the grave. And it wasn't meant to be, so other relationships will bound for me in life, and I am going to move on. I've got possibilities out here. I'm talking to people and trying to develop new relationships. I'm just now trying to get my life and my game back on where I can start offering somebody a better quality way of living and being honest with them. Communication is the biggest key in a marriage, guys. Besides love and understanding, communication is the biggest thing. You've got to have communication. If you take that bonds in marriage, it's more than just sleeping with each other. It's more than just taking on each other's name. It's a bond that you take with each other and a commitment, guys. It's not something you walk out on. A commitment you can't walk out of because you're giving that between God, church, and everything. Other people out there in this world are not your friend. No matter if you try to replace your spouse with somebody online, it's not your friend. Most people are in it for not a commitment, but to get one thing, and then they're out. If you left a marriage because of somebody passing away, that's understanding. If you both come to an agreement because there was too much violence or somebody got hospitalized and they was on their way out, I can see that. But when your husband or your wife's still living and you go down and you pay money to get rid of that, to assume your life with somebody else, well, guys, I hate to say it, but that's adultery. And that should be something that should never come across your mind. If you can't be faithful to the spouse that you have, how are you going to be faithful to the spouse that you're dating or come up with new? It doesn't work that way, guys. I'm sorry. Love is not lust. Love is a four-letter word. Four-letter word that honors your word, your commitment, your honesty, your holding commitment to everything that you're going to work together no matter what. Nobody's going to pull you away to forsake all others, is what it says. And when you can't go to that point of forsaking all others, you can't be honest ever again in a relationship there's no need to hold a relationship, guys. You're destroying somebody's life, and you have that in the palm of your hands. You have that in the palm of your hands. When you break that trust, not only to people, but you're breaking it to God and everyone. And then when you go down and file for that divorce, everybody's going to know it because that name's all over the paper now. So you just committed yourself to more problems. And then when you have problems going down and filing for your bills, it just intensifies. And the next relationship you get into, if somebody sees the person that you were with, well, why did you get rid of your spouse before? Because, well, I just had problems. Well, the question would come across my mind is, if you had problems and you couldn't work it out and you put them away, why would you want to take somebody like me on and saying that you're going to commit? Who's to say later on down the road, if we have problems, you're not going to do the same to me? I mean, that's questions asked, guys. You got to be more smarter when you get into relationships. That's why there's not a lot of commitments. You can have a relationship. People can feel all the warm and fuzzies, but they don't want the commitment to go behind it. They don't want the words that go behind it is devotion, loyalty, honesty, commitment, to have each other's back no matter what. And when all that's gone, that's eroded, guys, and you can't trust your partner, it's time to lay down and call it quits. The money ain't going to replace somebody. They say when your money's gone, your health's gone, you have nobody except for the one that you turn around and look at that loves you the most. And for 15 years, it's a long time to throw somebody away. I can never say that I didn't love my spouse, because I did. When we were together, and that commitment we took in front of the preacher in a church, it meant something to me. I still hold on to that morals. But you can't have a relationship when somebody doesn't want it. And when that's terminated, you have to learn, as they say, people have been telling me, let it go. Well, you can let it go when you have your own world, your home, your life, or your spouse dies. But people have a way of grieving, and I wouldn't recommending telling people to let things go when you got to live life yourself. We each handle grief. We each handle heartaches. You're not looking for somebody to give you an excuse, but somebody to understand. And it's like a loss of a loved one. Somebody tells you just get over it. Well, that's not the way you do somebody, guys. You try to be sympathetic. You understand with them. You're not walking in their shoes. And when you was in their shoes, didn't you not cry? Did you not feel sorrow and pity? And people give you that understanding? Give people the understanding, guys. Don't be hard on them. Don't judge them. Don't bash them, because they've already been bashed enough. They're not looking for a bashing. They're looking for somebody with understanding. When you have the love of God will come out in you to give that person comfort. It says when your brother's in need, you give them comfort. And you work with them. You pray for them. You're hurt. And when you see them hurt, you're supposed to help them, When you're feeling bad, you want somebody to pray for you. Somebody let your doctor down and go, well, here you are again. Just go home and get over the sickness. God, we go to church. We read our Bible. For what? Because we're not getting over it. We want God to be sympathetic towards us. Be understanding before you say a word or commit yourself out there, because words cannot be taken back. Just like in a marriage that was doomed for divorce, you can't undo the paperwork. You can't undo things that have been done. I learned who my friends were and who stood with me since I've gone through this, and the people that supported me, and I thank you all. Each and every one that didn't criticize me and the ones that stood with me. It's the few that meant the most, and I'm very appreciative. But it's the ones that I was hoping and thinking that the most would have stayed with me that were really shocking, but I still love them. It's like I told her, I forgive her, and I will forgive. I'm not holding no grudge towards nobody because I'm not letting God have that against me. I went through a rough period in my life, and now I'm moving on. I'm trusting in God, and we're moving on to different adventures. I've got my little electric blanket here. I've got it hooked up. I'm running it over here for my baby here on the bed. Got a heater I'm running tonight, trying to keep a little warmer. Got 54 down here tonight, so it's a little cooler than what I expected. So I'm trying to keep a little warm. My device is saying it's getting a little warm, so I have to pull it away from the heater there because the heater is keeping a little bit hot in here, and I like to keep a little. Me and Trevor both like to keep a little bit warmer for each other. But yeah, guys, we're moving on. Our life is not over. The adventure has just begun in a new way, a different path, in a different way, and we're moving forward. There's no going back. There's nobody or nothing to go back to. That part of the path and the journey is closed now. That door on the ark is shut, which cannot be opened. And we're moving on to new adventures each and every day, we go down and we go visit with people in the shelters, and homeless shelters. And you get to meet people that way. You get to go to different groups, and you see different groups of people, and you talk to them and hear their stories. And, you get to pray with them, and you get to understand. Sometimes people just need somebody to pray with them and to listen to their story. You never know when that's going to be the last time you're going to see them. And we're only here for just a little while, guys. We blaze our path. They set our stone, who we are, and then eventually we'll all pass on. It's how we're remembered after what we've done in life is what we're going to be upheld for and what we're going to be judged for. So I always tell you guys, tell the ones that are with you, you love them. Stick with your family. Do everything you can for somebody, guys, because you don't know what road they're going through. And remember, we're all here for just a little while. How fast can it be if we're judging somebody and we end up in the same situation they're in just a blink of an eye or a snap of a finger? Consider that before we start letting other people run our lives, or we make that final commitment of signing papers. Because some of the deeds that we do can never be undone. And we have to be responsible for ourselves. Whether we like it or not, we still have to live responsible for everything we go to do. And we have to lay down with ourselves at night time. And we develop new relationships. And what baggage we leave behind with somebody else, it will one day catch up with us. And honesty is the biggest part of your life with any relationship. If you can't be honest with yourself or your spouse, how are you going to be honest with somebody else? That's my question. And I'll leave with you tonight. Be honest with yourself. Be true to yourself and love the ones that you have. Because God didn't just put them in your life, but you're responsible for them in your life. And we take that not lightly, but take that as an honor, because that's a trophy, guys. You're bestowed life upon in your hands, and you can do with it what you want. But at the end of the day, you got to be the one to live with it in your conscience. So let's get out here, guys, tonight. Love your family. Starting a new adventure tomorrow, and it's supposed to start warming up this week. So hey, looking forward to that. We'll get out of these cooler temperatures and out of this crazy rain weather and all these storms right now that are coming in, and be glad that we don't have anything like that, knock on wood, in our area. So I'm happy to express a little bit, and you guys out here that are my supporters, thank you all for watching. Share these videos with your friends. I like to say these are not videos to hurt anybody, but I want them to be documentaries of how life with one person can go. Just my side of the story. It's not both sides, but it's just my side, what I'm experiencing, the pain and the heartache, and what it makes me feel like to where I'm at now. I just want you guys to be aware of what our consequences and our actions can do to people. And before we do this to anybody, think about it, guys. Think about it long and hard. Because sometimes the decisions we make cannot be undone. And the people we hurt could be travesty, or there could be a death along the way, and then we're held responsible. And we can't lay down at nighttime with guilt on our plate, because we're all going to come down one of these days and have to close our eyes forever. And we have to face what we've done as a result of it. So, Homeless Trucker here, just giving you a little bit of words of advice for my documentary, and hope you guys have a great night. Be safe, and thank you for spending time with me tonight in my little garden shed. And with, well, my Trevor, of course, my Katie's over here. She's sleeping under the covers, so I'm going to go back and join her. I usually go to my bed at 7 o'clock at night. That's kind of my routine. So you guys take care out there, and hopefully we'll see you again soon on the next adventure. Thanks for watching, and have a great night. God bless.